In this podcast, we have
Probably we are the only company in Southeast Asia to have 3 generative AI products up and running. In our case, we kept discipline first and then comes the integrity part.
Follow discipline very well. We follow it by heart.
Anyone and everyone who is associated with the organization should make money. The beauty about RAIYA Telephony, it can manage thousands of calls in parallel. Probably I would say that if I had 100 items, 99 never came in. But I had a new list of 999 items.
You are not awake solving a problem in the middle of the night because someone has told you.
In this podcast, we have Mr. Rajesh Nair, who is a founder and CEO at EarnWealth. With him also we have Mr. Divjot Singh, who is a CTO at EarnWealth. They are also investors. Stay tuned to learn more about their products and about their startup journey. So I welcome you on this podcast, and I hope all the entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs and students will learn a lot of things from you. So welcome and thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you, Sune. Thank you for having us. It's a great pleasure to be here and exchange ideas and also learn from your experience.
Thanks, Sunil.
Your journey has been very inspirational. You started with finance and then you have entered into investment, and now you're launching your own products. So can you tell me, both of you can tell me about your own journey before starting EarnWealth? How was your experience and how you decided to start this company?
Yeah, sure. So, see, I came to Pune in 1999. I belong to an army background.
Okay.
My dad served Indian Army for around 42 years. My mom was a teacher. I came to Pune to get myself, admitted into NDA, National Defence Academy. Dad wanted me to be an army officer.
Okay.
He said, if not army officer, then at least an engineer. But then, no, I had my own plans, and I'm very, very glad, and I consider myself to be blessed that, I've reached where I am today, and I wanted to be here for a long time. Coming back, I did my graduation from St. Vincent's, Pune. I'm a dual postgraduate. I did my master's in commerce from Pune University. I wanted to be an IIM Ahmedabad guy.
Okay.
I gave exams thrice. I could not clear it, and then finally, basis my CAT score, I could get admitted in Naval Wadia. So
Okay.
I am a 2006 MBA pass out with dual specialization in marketing and finance. 2006.
Okay.
Right. I have been working ever since I came to Pune. Worked in different industries, but then 2001, when the private insurance sector opened up, I consider myself to be very, very blessed that I could get myself into the insurance space. That taught me a lot about financial markets. Since then, I have been a finance professional until I went on to start EarnWealth Solutions Private Limited. This was in 2014. But prior to that, I was with DBS Bank, Development Bank of Singapore. I was heading their Pune P&L. And that's where I met Divjot.
Okay.
So Divjot was my customer of the bank.
Interesting.
Later on, we realized that we are neighbors. Divjot was shuttling between US and India at that time. He became a customer of mine when I started this business. And he was very excited about what we were building. And one fine day, I got a call from Divjot saying that, no, why don't we have a coffee together? I said, where? So the office at that time, EarnWealth headquarters, was central. I mean, it was almost equal distance from his house and my house.
Okay.
So generally we were meeting in office. So he said, no, let's catch up at my place, have a coffee. And it was a Saturday, I remember that very clearly. Generally on Saturday evenings, I go to temple. So I said, I will come, but I have to go for darshan. Okay, and I go to Hanumanji temple and Swami temple, Ayyappa Swami temple. So he has 2 flats, adjacent flats. So the other one was vacant. He said, let's sit there. So he was very excited about what we were building at that time. We were a fintech, but then we didn't have a tech team inside, internally, because I was never a techie, right? I was a banker. So he wanted to build something on robotic side, and he said, no, I'm willing to put in the money, I'm willing to put in the product, but I don't want to have the pain of running a business. And knowing you for 6-7 years now, no, I trust you than anybody else. So can we do it together? I thought for a few seconds and I said, look, I have an unwritten, thank you for the offer. I have an unwritten agreement with my initial investor, okay, that I will not do anything outside EarnWealth, right? And so why don't we look at this way? We also are building a fintech, no? Why don't we do it together? So this was early 2017, I would say, late 2017. Okay, and he said, okay, fine, let's look at it that way. Until then, we had an outsourced IT team, a very lean team, I would say. We had a simple website, but there we were doing quite good because that fintech sector was opening up, right? So leads used to come on website, manual and stuff like that. But with he coming on board, that opened up an ocean of opportunities, I would say. Okay. First thing was to have an internal tech team. That also we debated a lot. No, because I didn't want him to leave Cognizant and come on board fully unless we are stabilized, right? I had seen the pain of running a business for 3.5 years by then, right? Okay. And I had also been on the other side of table, being an employee with a big brand, big organization, corporate, right? What your challenges are. So, and he gladly agreed to that. And then we started with our team in 2018, internal team, okay? And by then this digital lending ecosystem was growing very, very fast. That's how we launched Speed Finance, okay? Speed Finance was a fintech ecosystem. So we have worked with all the larger banks in the country, barring SBI. We have never worked with a private government bank, we only private bank, from ICICI, HDFC, Axis of the world to IDFC. And our responsibilities were different. So for some we were doing a customer end-to-end journey. For some we were doing a digital marketing, no customer acquisition. And this industry was booming at that point of time. Okay, and it went on very, very well until we reached 2022. Post-COVID, I think during COVID, the watchdog had a lot of time to look at what is happening in the ecosystem. So RBI came very heavily with a lot of guidelines, I would say, and a lot of businesses had to shut the shop, right? We were growing month on month, okay? Then came a lot of challenges on the regulatory side, and we were compliant, so we were never penalized. But then we said that we are here not to do that, right? We want to have a peaceful life. We want to build a legacy business, and that is when this generative AI came as a huge opportunity. Okay, so we started investing into that. Speedtech.ai. We rebranded it only for Gen AI business. That's where today, as we talk about, we have got 3 products on the generative AI side. And probably we are the only company in Southeast Asia to have 3 generative AI products up and running with not too much of capital. Okay. We have started doing POCs, and our objective is to empower businesses with Gen AI products to bring efficiency. Okay. Right? To talk more about the products, know what the features are, how we are looking at it, I think there is no better person than the CTO who has made these products, right?
We'll be also interested in knowing your journey before coming into this company.
Sure, Sunit. So I am a techie, as Rajesh has said, and like from the background perspective, both the parents were teachers. So my dad was a principal. So I am like brought up in a very disciplined environment. So that sounds sometimes boring also, but yes, that is what I am. So more about like thinking, more about doing things, right? So, and one thing which has come as bad also for me. So I am a person who wants to do the things then and there itself. Okay. So I need to put brakes on those. So that is something that is there. Yes, from the background and from my beginning. So I'll say that since my childhood, I wanted to be an engineer. So even my teachers, when I was in first or second standard also, they also used to tell my mother. So this I have come to know from my mother as well, that I always wanted to be an engineer. So I prepared myself in that line, where like education, everything, and being from a family where my parents were teachers, my dad's brothers, their wives, all were teachers.
Great,
So
okay.
we have a legacy of basically teacher. And in Punjab, so one of my uncle was a director of education also.
Okay.
So that legacy was there. So we were always thinking about studies. So my brother became a doctor. So, and we have many doctors in my family, my close cousins.
Okay.
So I was the only one who was like bent on becoming an engineer. So that is a different from. So when they used to meet together, they used to talk about medicines and all those things. I didn't make any sense of those. And I was the weakest in biology in all the subjects.
Okay.
That was my weakest point. So yes, I was on the right track when it came to technology and becoming an engineer by likings. And this is all basically I did I completed my studies, and after during my studies, I realized that engineering is not the only thing that drives the business, it is knowledge about business as well. So I did my MBA.
Great.
And when I started my career, I started with marketing.
That's fantastic, I guess.
So I started my
Blessed,
career,
I can say sometimes.
yeah.
Tough, but blessed. I feel the pain right now.
Yes. So that was 99 when I started my marketing job. But I got bored with it because basically my heart was not in marketing.
Okay.
So I took up into technology. So since 2020, I'll say 2000, I'm into technology. I joined companies. I worked with consultancies. My first big break was with Keen India Limited. So that was in 2003. So then I switched various companies, various countries also. Basically, as Rajesh also said, there was shuttling between USA and India, Canada, so all those countries. But my base has always been India.
India.
So yes, I got married and I moved to Pune. So Pune I moved for settling down here. And this is what I did also, I settled down. So before Pune I was in Delhi, I was in Bangalore, I was in New York, I was in Toronto, so all those countries. I experimented in Bangalore, then I found out no, Bangalore is not my place. So then I moved to Pune. I got married, my wife already had a job here. I also got a job here in Semantic.
Okay.
So this is how basically I settled down in Pune. Then from Semantic, I moved to Cognizant, and that is where I met Rajesh. He was with DBS, but I was in Cognizant.
Okay.
So he used to visit my office in Cognizant.
2010.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and we became buddies. So, our relation was not always within a wealth manager and an investor. So, he's a very nice fellow in that, I will say. So he helped me a lot during my tough times. My mother was not well, so he used to come to hospital, bringing food from my home. So that was a very nice gesture, I will say. And then, so this is how basically we became closer. We found out that not only the interest match, personalities also match. So personalities, matching personalities have conflict also. But I will say we are blessed here, where we don't fight with each other. So we discuss. So either he buys me out or I come out bought by him. So this is how we grow. And this is how we basically, when we started our journey together, so we primarily focused on fintech. Right? So building platforms for fintechs. So this is where we started in-house actually team. Created website, created a rule engine based platform, which was very automated, which was very flexible, and it worked for us for many years. It used to process more than thousands of applications a day. It's a very robust platform. So, but when we were always thinking about doing things. So, and I told Rajesh, I said, see Rajesh, so I have built a lot for in-house. So that doesn't fulfill my desire of because I have more capacity.
Hunger of working.
So this is how we started offering our services to outside people also. And this is how Speed Tech came in. And we later on named it as Speed Tech. And when generative AI, when GPT came up with their GPT-2 version, that is when I started looking into AI, generative AI. And I did some scripts, I did some wrappers around GPT-2 also that time. So, but it was always on the hindsight of it. And we were busy running around with a lot of things which were there. But that experience actually helped us when generative AI became really big with OpenAI, ChatGPT 3 coming out, and people really started talking about here and there, and everyone started to be feeling as if they are the expert, right, in the generative AI. And yes, while in Cognizant, I was always interested in looking into various technologies. So I was looking at the BFSI side of like banking and financial and insurance side of operations within Cognizant, and we had some clients. I am a PeopleSoft guy, so we are serving clients in that Oracle's sphere. So, but when blockchain came in, so new technologies were coming in, like automation, robotic scripts. So this is how basically I started exploring those things also. I started looking outside of the sphere of Oracle technologies. So I invested in blockchain also, so to gain the experience of how this thing works. And then I learned blockchain as well.
Okay.
But I always found that it is not my area.
Blockchain.
Right, blockchain. Even I like this thing also, robotics things, so UiPath and all those things. I explored a little bit, but then I started working with data science. So I even did a course with Stanford University also in data science. So that, and that is where I found that this is where I want to be.
Data science.
Right, data science. Because I am more of a databases guy. So who looks at data from various angles. Right, they say like you torture the data, it will give you input, it will give you output. So, but I'll say that data also tortures you. Right, because to get the output, you have to really torture your brain a lot. But yes, it tells you stories, and those stories are basically the things that build businesses. So look at data from that angle. So this is how basically we started looking into AI. Rajesh also had a lot of thinking behind AI. Oh, we have to do AI, we have to do AI. So we implemented it during our Speed Finance days also. We implemented AI where we were basically trying to find out the eligibility. So our rule engine was not only a non-AI rule engine, but we had AI in there also. And but we were lacking on the credit history of the people because we were getting leads without the credit history, without the credit score. But yes, we did there, and we didn't stop. Kept on building on top, block by block, and this is how Speed Tech came into being, and all the products which are there in Speed Tech, those came into being, and it is perseverance, it is consistency, it is not dying attitude. So that is where like we are doing all these things.
Great to learn about your both journey actually. So and it's very interesting to know how you bond and complement each other well. Most of the times working with the partners is the toughest job I can say because not only expertise but personalities are also different and there are a lot of clashes I can say. So how do you manage the conflicts when he's from tech background, you're from finance, tech and finance? I don't know. I'm weak because I'm a technical person. I see that myself as a weak person in finance.
So I'll pick this. So when we started the business, EarnWealth. So we started with some decent amount of capital. So I, Vandana, and then two other promoters were at that time, who was the seed investor. Since then, we were very clear, right? So Vandana and Rajesh are not EarnWealth. So they are two people who are custodians of EarnWealth. EarnWealth is an entity which will be run by a bunch of professionals, and there are set rules, regulations that we need to follow. Everybody, irrespective of whether you are a promoter or where you are at a bottom level as far as the organizational chart is concerned, everybody is supposed to follow that. And within this, so there are three value pillars that we keep talking about. We call it DIP, D-I-P. If you talk to most of the businesses, they would keep performance over everything else.
True.
In our case, we kept discipline first, integrity second, third comes the performance part.
It is why?
So I'll tell you the logic. At a level where the organization was at that point of time, right? We were a startup, right? Most difficult task was to align people to a specific set of functions. Okay, unless you are disciplined, and it could be as small as coming to office on time. As small as that, right? And if you talk to any startup founder, he would say that my people do not come, right? Even the giants like Microsoft is struggling to get people to office now.
True.
Imagine 10 years ago or 11 years ago what we would have gone, right? So discipline is first, right? Which means that everything is bounded in that, right? It doesn't only restrict you coming to office on time, a lot of other activities. Second, your commitment.
Does it come from a military background? Discipline?
Hopefully. Hopefully, yeah. And then comes the integrity part. Know how committed you are towards delivering what you are supposed to. Okay. And we, at a leadership level, we all believe that if an EarnWealthian, we do not call them employee, we call EarnWealthian, right? Any group company that you work with, your parent is EarnWealth and you are an EarnWealthian, right? If you are an EarnWealthian and if your first two are ticks, so discipline and integrity, by default your performance should happen. Even if it doesn't happen, then you are not responsible, the organization is responsible for that.
Wonderful. Okay.
Right? And within the organization, everybody is given responsibilities, right? Whether it is me, whether it is Vandana, whether it is Divjot, who are on the board of the company, and the next level CXO people, right? We have a CBO, we have a CPO, CIO, we have then head of enterprise business, head of SME business, HR head, finance head, right? Everybody knows what they are supposed to do, and there is no interference. To give you an example, the final verdict on the tech is given by the CTO, right? Not the CEO, okay? Not the CEO, right? He knows what he is supposed to do, and same with us, right? Each one of us. So I would say that there are no overlapping responsibilities right now, okay? As we grow, things would be different, but now within our ecosystem, we have a management committee of EarnWealth, who are people who are on the board of the business, plus some external resources who are at a HOD level. And to get inducted to a Mancom committee or a management committee, you need to spend certain time in the system, understand the system, and everybody in the Mancom should vote for you. Only then you can get inducted into the Mancom.
Okay.
So any organization related decisions, whether it is a policy change, whether it is an investment, or shutting down a business for that matter, or pausing a business, right? Everything is run through Mancom. So we would be a small or a mid-sized firm right now, but our functionalities are in such a way that we are as good as a large organization, which we want to reach or become one day, right? So there are no conflicts, everybody has the freedom to express. If there are concerns related to policies, then there is a process to change the policy, right? But everybody should wait for it, and we welcome ideas from any EarnWealthian. Doesn't matter whether it's a junior level or whether it is a CXO level, right? Nowadays I am doing a lot of HR work. I'm only onboarding people, right? Clearing the leadership. I have to have 15 people by end of December at head levels, okay? So when I meet, people come with different ideas. I say, everything fine, please come in, know the company for 6 months, then tell whether you really want to have this implemented. If this need to be implemented, then there is a process. So there are no conflicts as such, right? Plus there is a mutual admiration, right? My team members knew before Divjot came in that he was a customer, right? So today also he commands that respect as a customer and an investor.
Okay. Great.
Right? People seldom look at him as a board member or anything else, right? Or a CTO. People, because that's a culture that we have followed, and we have, I would say, that one of the best retention in the industry as far as a startup is concerned. Okay, people don't leave us because of our culture. So we consider ourselves blessed that we do not have those set of problems which a normal company would have. Yeah. Rest, I would also leave it to Divjot to share his thoughts. What he feels. So does he feel same?
So here I will say we don't know how to resolve conflict because we never had those.
Great.
Right. So we follow a culture where we respect each other. So that mutual respect, I will say it is not a theoretical thing. It needs to be come from within.
Yeah.
Right. So like Rajesh respects me a lot. I do the same thing to him. And whenever we are talking in a way that we don't land up into a conflict. So basically, so he listens to me, I listen to him, and not only both of us, but we have the whole lot of people, whole team, right, where we listen to their thought, because a person, if his or her thought is suppressed, right, that is not good for the growth
Correct.
of that person and good for the organization in the return. So because we are in the knowledge industry, we are not in an industry ke jahan pe like your hard work or your physical work or physical strength will add value. We are in an industry where your knowledge, where your intellectual knowledge or thinking is going to add value. And to suppress it will basically result in suppression of the industry, suppression of the organization.
And it may explode.
It will explode, right? So, and when it comes to discipline, so we follow discipline very well. We follow it by heart. That also results into that the processes that are set are followed and adhered to.
Okay.
Right. So if like you are a disciplined person, you won't question many things quite often. And conflict starts from when you start questioning the authority, you start questioning the thought process, you start questioning what is happening there. So we, with the help of our discussions, we suppress it then and there itself before it starts.
Okay.
So someone has problems, so we are very active. We have like a lot of WhatsApp groups in our organization, and those groups are basically place where people can talk, they can discuss, they can bring in their ideas. My team comes to me, they speak to me, I filter out things, I take the things, then I discuss with Rajesh. So Rajesh, then it gets discussed in Mancom, HR comes into place. So it is not that one person is driving the whole thing. It is a team that is driving the business. So that's how basically conflict and partnerships which we are making. So those are sustainable partnerships, right? So with this policy, we are sustaining those, and we reward performance.
Okay.
Right. So we reward performance. So discipline is key, but performance reward is also very key in the success and the key in the growth of it.
That's great to know, because working with intellectuals is little difficult task, and bringing them in line with your vision is another difficult task, I can say.
Right.
So that what we face in my organization. Good things to learn from you, actually.
So there also we will have challenges, right? But then things are looked up with a lot of maturity, right? It's not that you don't get challenges. Don't think that way, right? But then, so let's assume that there is a bunch of 7 people and one person is not comfortable with something, right? We have that what Divjot said, you know. So if you have a problem, you take the right route and reach the right people. So let's assume that you are a CXO level person and you want to do something, right? Or you are not comfortable with something. So you put it in the CXO meeting, okay? Either the entire group of CXO will convince you that what you are thinking is not appropriate or not good for the health of the organization, or vice versa.
Correct.
So we keep saying, right, either you convince us or get yourself convinced.
Either way.
We have to move forward.
Right.
Let's move forward.
Right.
And ego is not there in our dictionary at all. No egos.
Great.
And I think that is one of the basic success. And we all are human beings, right? We at times get carried away. Look, I am CTO, I am CEO, I am CEO, I am founder. And it is very easy to get carried away. So we take break, listen. The purpose is not to put your ego in front. The purpose is to put your organization in front.
Correct.
Get the person who is distracted back on track.
Right.
And of late this has happened, so this is a success story, right? It's not that the journey is smooth.
I understand totally. I understand it.
And I will say that sometimes that one person has convinced all 7 also.
Correct.
Okay.
It's not
Either
always,
ways.
it's a democracy. It's not that way always. So if one person is right and the voice that is coming from that one person is aligned with the overall process or overall schema of the organization, then that one person will convince all the 6 also.
Correct.
So it is that
So good to know about your background, your organization culture that you are maintaining. I would like to understand what exactly is EarnWealth, what is the purpose of it, and how it is solving the challenges of real world.
Sure. So, the full name is EarnWealth Solutions Private Limited. Okay. E and W Capital, because that's a mandate from ROC when we registered the company.
Okay.
Okay. And it should be one word. We can't split it and write. Okay. If they catch us by doing so, which we have not done, there is a penalty. That's what the approval says. Okay. Because it's a generic word, right? And if you see our tagline, the tagline says "Kamate raho."
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
So when you walk into the EarnWealth headquarters, the logo that you will see, we have a big logo. Okay, very big logo, light with a lot of lights in the behind. Okay, Kamate Raho stands out. Okay? The objective when we put this was that anyone and everyone who is associated with the organization, okay, should make money. Doesn't matter whether you are an employee, okay, doesn't matter you are a shareholder, doesn't matter you are someone else. Or a vendor, or a contractor, or a partner, whatever it is. Okay. And today we are a group. We should be valued at around 300 crores.
Okay.
Okay. Roughly around 20 to 25 million dollars is what we value ourselves at.
Okay.
And when I mean we are a group, there are 4 businesses that we run within the ecosystem, right? And I, Divjot, Vandana, we are at the group level. Okay. The first business of fintech runs. Today, it's a SaaS platform wherein we empower small NBFCs, small financial product distributors to use our ecosystem by paying us a monthly subscription. Okay. We have around 2 million customers, overall for Speed Finance. Okay. Speed Tech, which is right now the cash cow. Okay. It has got 3 products. All the 3 are generative AI based products. Okay. We also have products which are non-gen AI products. Okay. We have a pocket based CRM which we call Kamate Raho CRM. Okay. Way back when we launched it, we used to sell it at 500 rupees on a mobile per person per license. Then we also have something for large enterprises to track their field force, which we call Sarthi.live. Okay. Apart from that, on the generative AI side, we have 3 products. One is, so RAIYA is our generative AI platform. RAIYA stands for Responsive AI-enabled Yield Assistant.
Okay, great.
Okay. So by yield, what do we mean? We mean that by using our platform, you can really make profits by saving costs and bringing in efficiency, which will enhance your productivity. Okay. So RAIYA has 3 products currently. We will be adding more products to it. Divjot is doing research on that. The products which are up and running, one is a telephony product.
Okay.
It's a voice assistant which can converse in natural language in multiple languages like a human being.
Great.
This product will help businesses to enhance their customer interaction a lot, because the common challenges that you face globally is that typically Monday to Friday working, 9 to 6 working. Customers need support post that also. So you can only give that support to your customers by putting in more money into it. This takes away that communication problems totally. Okay. So you will have a number. You can get a call by your customers, and it will talk as if you are talking to the customer. It's an amazing platform. You should go and try out.
Definitely.
Okay.
It sounds interesting.
Yes. The second product is RAIYA Concierge. Okay. So this is basically a bot like what you see a ChatGPT. For your easy understanding, I will tell you that this is an enterprise ChatGPT. So we all use ChatGPT, right? You ask general questions, right? The only difference here is that this ChatGPT kind of interface will only answer about your businesses. Okay. So if supposedly if I am a customer and I want to look at what your company is doing, all I need to do is go to your website or the application, Android or iOS application. RAIYA Concierge will be there. I can start chatting in the text format, or I can start talking in multilingual. Okay. This is RAIYA Concierge. The third product is RAIYA IDP, Intelligent Document Processing. Okay, this is something which is growing very, very fast. So you process a lot of invoices, a lot of documents in unstructured format. Basically, IDP brings your unstructured data into a very structured format, and then intelligence can be built on that. Either we will give you that support, or you can use your intelligence tools to get that.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So these are the three products at SpeedTech.
Okay.
The third business that we do is SpeedWealth. So we do a lot of investments. We also advise a lot of people to do investments, right? So for different investments, you need different licenses, right? To give a PMS, portfolio management service, you need a SEBI license. To sell mutual funds, you need a AMFI license, right? This is with SpeedWealth. So all the investments that we do, startup investments also, is routed through SpeedWealth. Okay. We have the fourth business, which is Bhasho, Bharat Shop. Okay. This is to empower D2C brands so typically you start a business, right? From their online journey to offline journey. So you start a business from your home, Your go-to market will be, you will go to say Amazon, you will go to Flipkart, where you pay 35-40%, right? What is left for you, right? Which means that eventually you will have to come to that brick and mortar route. Now to go to that route, you need a sales team. You do not have that money. So we have created a marketplace for distributors through Bhasho.com. What we do is we onboard you as a brand. We give you a virtual shop at a very affordable pricing, right? It is 5,000 plus GST, which is around 250 rupees, 300 rupees per month kind of thing.
Who can join?
Any brand, any business who want to list in a marketplace of D2C is the ideal target for this.
Okay, any product.
Any product. Okay.
Great.
Right now, these are the four businesses that we run, and we keep experimenting a lot of things within the organization. And what I told you about the valuation of 300 crores is a combined valuation. Our dream is to go public in the next 5 years. Okay. 2030 is when we want to do it, and then we are right now building a second level team, wherein once we do the listing and we move out of the business to take care of subsidiaries and all. We want this team which we are onboarding right now to continue, taking care of the organization.
Okay. That's great that you have a plan of getting into IPO.
Yeah.
And valuation of 300 crores is not a small amount. It's a really big amount. So congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Mr. Divjot, do you want to add something to this?
Yes. So I really want to add few things into it.
Yeah.
So I'll speak more about technology. So even though like the Bhasho platform which Rajesh has brought, so we have basically stood it up, or we have built it with a lot of thought and a lot of technologies behind that as well. And then health, SpeedWealth also. There also we apply technology. So it is also technology driven. We do a lot of things with technology. We have implemented technology in all the aspects of, because wealth is not just a standalone thing where, like, if people are still seeing it as a standalone thing where you can't apply technology, then I think you are in the wrong time, right? You should start thinking of how can you use technology to give a wise advice to the people who are coming with their hard-earned money to you and seeking guidance, right? If you still think that your brain can process all the millions and millions of data that is available, then I think you should think beyond that, right? So I will not say that person's thought is wrong, but I think you need to think beyond that, because world is growing, and to keep up with the world, you have to adopt technology.
Right.
And now coming on to the SpeedTech and its products, yes, SpeedTech is a services company also. So products are the pillars, and products are the things that are our passion, that can bring revenue, which is repeat revenue, which doesn't require always running around in the market to acquire customers. Because with products, you can you are selling your intellectual property, which is getting you licenses, which is getting you repeat information from I'll say once sold, then you have it for eternity. And one of the reasons we moved away from our speed finance business was that because we were handing over the customers to the NBFCs and the banks. Right? Because the lead that used to come to us, we used to process it and then give it to the bank.
Okay.
So then that person used to be a customer of the bank.
Okay.
Even though we have found him, we have connected bank and the customer, but still that person has gone out of our hand. And with technology, basically we want to retain it. With our Bhasho platform, we want to retain those customers because those are the customers of our platforms.
Okay.
So that we have a sustainable income. That we are not always running behind to get new leads, get new customers. Yes, new customers are always welcome. We are still finding new customers. We will keep finding those because growth will be that. But a sustainable growth is when you have a customer who is staying with you.
True.
Right? Who believes you that you are adding value to their lives, and then they come to, like they retain, they give you repeat revenue.
Revenue, right.
And okay, and in speed tech, Rajesh mentioned about 3 products. So concierge, telephony, and IDP. I will name these products in the reverse order, IDP, and I will explain these in the reverse order as well.
Okay.
Right, because IDP, telephony, and concierge.
Okay.
So there is a specific reason to that because this is all knowledge. And IDP is a tool which can help you generate or gather that knowledge, which can then be fed into these telephony, which is going to speak about you. Without it knowing you, it cannot speak. Right, so this is all basically IDP is so important in this whole journey that goes till concierge. So concierge is a very big concept. So it's basically a concept where like every piece of knowledge will come together and it work in making your business work like a machine, work like an automated machine. Right, so basically I'll and again go back to IDP. So IDP is a tool which can basically gather information, give it a structure. So that information may be in the form of your invoices, it may be in the form of your contracts, it may be in the form of your proposals, it may have any format, right? Or you filed a tender to some place, right? You have information in there which will be required for filing similar kind of contract for the second time, similar type of trade or tender for the second time. So if you have it handy, so if it is not handy, if it's not in the system, it is in the brains of the people, right?
True.
People leave the organizations also, right? But data doesn't leave. So this is where we are adding value to the businesses, where we make that data stay within your organization and also generate information out of it. Right? Because data residing in the system is of no use unless and until you can generate information out of it.
Correct.
And with generative AI, we are adding decision-making layers onto it.
That's great.
Right?
Okay.
You have information, right? You have scraped it, you have processed it. Now is the decision-making, right? Next step will be autonomous decision-making, where the real potential of generative AI will come in.
Okay.
Right.
Still working on that?
Yeah, we are working on that. It is not that we are not. So we are working on that, and we have some 10 provisional patent also that are in pipeline.
Okay, great.
We are going to file because there are a lot of things, there are a lot of thought has been happening around it. So then this whole data that we are structuring via IDP, that will go into telephony in the form of conversations. So telephony may be exposed to generate new leads. Right? Telephony may be exposed to retain the customer. Telephony may be exposed to support your customers. And it's not only customers. Within the organization also, people want to know things.
True.
Right? In that case, we have concierge. So concierge is a very big concept. So it is a framework of assistants, it is workflow of assistants, all generative AI assistants. So where like all your generative AI employees, so basically your telephony employee, right, your data gathering employee, all those employees will put their energy into this concierge, where we'll combine everything. There will be a like whole workflow journey where a framework of assistants will play the role that they have been assigned to. Right, they have been assigned to some role, they will play those roles, and they will then, we can take them to a autonomous decision making level. But at this moment, acceptance of those levels are not there, so they will come. Like I will say that when generative AI came in, when or ChatGPT came in, there was a lot of resistance from people. Jobs will go, right? My thinking will go away. I think now people have like accepted it much more than what it was a year back. So this is how the growth is. This is how the assistants will come into being. And I will say that we are not creating assistant to make people redundant, to like make people losing their jobs, but we are creating these so that the knowledge that is there, it can be more uniformly spread. So people dependency on the business can be like reduced because you have it processed, you have it in the form, in the shape where the decisions can be made. And this is where the concierge is. So concierge can be a central hub of your information within the organization, within the enterprise, where you can run through a contract to it, ask whether this contract is in line with what earlier contracts. Right.
Okay.
Is it infringing into your rights? Is it infringing into your principles?
Okay.
So you can do that.
Okay.
You can generate a new contract also out of it. Yeah. So you can run you have the history of your marketing campaigns. Right. At this moment also, like AI is giving people the history of the marketing campaigns. But it is a very difficult task. With generative AI assistants, it is much easier. And then it can give you decision also, because you have to then work on the decision rather than reaching out at the decision. Right. So you can, with your like natural language processing, you can ask questions to concierge. It can speak with you, it can talk with you because it is voice enabled and it is in multiple languages. It is not that a person sitting in Maharashtra knowing Marathi will not be able to interact with it.
That's
right?
amazing.
A Kisan who is sitting in somewhere in Punjab or Maharashtra, they can get information out of it. So it is where basically accessibility of information. Right? It is all those things where basically we are mirroring it, we are pegging it. So at this moment, yes, telephony is one big thing. It is a complete solution. And as I mentioned earlier, provisional patents. We are not filing full patents at this moment because a lot of things are still in R&D. We are doing yes. So we are filing. So provisional patents. This information, this knowledge that we have generated, we want to protect it. So provisional patents, and still a lot of R&D is there, so is going on. We are doing NDAs, strong contracts with our employees, ex-employees, so that, because this knowledge is gained with a lot of pain.
True. I can understand that.
And we don't want this to be going away when someone leaves us. So one tool is, which Rajesh mentioned, we are working on retention, right? So retention with good culture, retention with the listening to them.
Yes.
But still, you don't have control on thoughts of the people.
That's true.
So we want to protect it so that it is not lost over the period.
Right. So who would be your end customer? As I understood, any organization who has a data can be an end customer. So do you want to add to that? Is my understanding correct?
Yes. So everybody has the data at this moment. So at this moment, our end customer is a person who is interacting with their customers, right? A business which is interacting. And in that I'll say that every smallest to a small business also has customers. They have their thinking, and if they want to grow out of their founder or out of the business owner, they have to protect it and they have to share it also in a protected environment. So smallest of the small customers, smallest of the small business to end enterprise. So we are not like I'll say a pyramid shape where we are targeting the mid tier, which I'll say that Rajesh can add more value to it.
So I think Divjot covered a lot on that, right? So when we talk about market, it is specifically in funding language, right? It is split into three, right? So one is your TAM, total addressable market. So what Divjot said is absolutely correct, right? Anybody who want to use the technology, bring in efficiency, save some cost, which in turn will enhance the productivity. Is a target audience. But then can we acquire all those and cater to them? Answer is no. So then what you do is you go one level down. Okay. So you call it as SAM. SAM. S-A-M.
Okay.
Specific addressable market.
Okay.
Right. This is how any investor looks at a business, right? How big is the TAM? How big is the SAM?
Right.
Okay. So from there, if you see what Divjot said, the mid-tier, right?
Mid-tier.
So let's assume that there are 100 companies. Okay. We are letting go the top 25. Okay. For their need at this juncture, we can't cater. Right?
Okay.
Maybe 12 months down the line, things would be different. The bottom 25, because they are still into that growing stage and adoption of technology. Right? Then the SOM, specific obtainable market, belong to this 50% in the mid-tier. Okay. So typically companies who has got 5-10 employees to 5,000 employees come into this segment, right? Different companies, different use cases, different problems that they would want to solve with Raya, right? To give you an example, we have a client who is a travel company, right? Their problem when they approached us was that they get around, so they recently got listed.
Great. Okay.
So they were getting around 300, 500 inquiries in a day, which now they want to scale to say 1,000 and 10,000 in the next 12 months, right? And they have understood a practical challenge that increasing the number of people at the bottom line will obviously cost them more, because you have to pay salaries, you need to have setup for that, right? If you go and outsource it, then it would be costlier. So they want to have Raya telephony for all the leads that they come in, hit their CRM, immediately a call is triggered from Raya telephony. The lead qualification happens. Eventually the system will be trained in a way that it can take the decision on its own. And wherever it feels it cannot take, okay, the customer is talking on for product features which are approved, beyond the approved list.
Okay.
So then it can transfer the call to a human who has the authority to take.
Okay.
This is one of the use cases, right? We are working with a fintech, okay, wherein they have around 3,000 to 5,000 visitors in a day,
okay,
on their website. Okay. 300, 400 applications get converted out of that. So which means that they are putting in all the money and energy to drive the traffic to their website. If 5,000 people come, they get 500 people, which means that they are bleeding on the remaining 4,500 people. We are placing Raya Concierge there to have a very seamless journey for these remaining 4,500 people. First step is to get the data of these 4,500 people. Second step is, can we convert them as a customer then and there only, by taking their loan requirements, their documents, using IDP to read the document, tell what is pending, and give them a loan then and there itself. In fact, we are on the verge of signing up a similar partnership with one of the largest NBFCs in the country for the same use case. And there the numbers are in lakhs, daily visitors in lakhs, and they are the largest, one of the largest NBFCs in the country. Okay. So this is another use case. We are working with a real estate company. They put their advertisements on Magic Bricks and similar platforms. A lot of leads are coming in. So immediate, the same use case, right? The telephony is triggering a call. The telephony right now is fixing the appointment for the customer for the site visit.
Great. Okay.
Right? We have people using Raya telephony for recruitment.
Okay.
HR agencies, HR consultants, because they float around an advertisement, thousands of responses come.
Correct.
And the beauty about Raya telephony, it can manage thousands of calls in parallel.
In parallel.
In parallel.
Amazing. Okay.
You upload, say, 10,000 customers' data. Okay. We strictly do not, because this is going to public, we do not promote our product for cold calling. Right?
Okay.
So you have to follow all the guidelines that the government is mandating you. Okay. We don't, but if you have an inquiry, you want to nurture it, or you want to make some announcement, this is the product that you should have, right? You upload 10,000 data, within an hour you will have the responses done. And with complete sentiments, the call results, how many people picked up, what they said, call recording, everything.
Amazing.
And how much it will cost, 10, 11 rupees per call, per minute, right?
Okay.
So here we say that anybody who is looking at a return on investment, this is an ideal product for them.
Great.
Okay. IDP, we are working with, we are doing a POC for one of the vehicle companies, manufacturers, and their distributor, wherein they get a lot of invoices, okay, different languages, and they want to have data built on what is the spend which is happening, where it is going, who is the category of people, whom we are paying, all these things, right? So different products, different use cases, right? Last point, anybody who is willing to adopt technology, again I am saying, right, to reduce their efforts and align it in the right channels, right? Looking at the ROI is an ideal customer for us.
That's great. That's great. So it's an amazing tool, I can say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for many organizations, not only hiring, but training is also a big difficult part, and maintaining the same level of what I can say quality of conversation.
Right.
I think if that is solved, it's adding a lot of value.
Absolutely. Right. See, people, so especially at this customer service or a telecalling level, okay, people come, people go quickly.
Okay, right.
You take 3 days, 5 days to train, and next week she is not coming.
True.
All your efforts are gone.
Gone. True.
Right. So our tools enable the businesses, right, to overcome these problems, and then you don't need to have a setup, you don't need to have a fancy office, you don't have to maintain those things.
True.
Right. And another common challenge that we have come across in this segment of employees is that productivity is a concern. So you typically pay for 8-9 hours. The real efforts are 2.5-3 hours.
True.
Right. So when the reason why I said ROI, somebody may have an argument that look, I pay 15,000 rupees only to a person per month, okay, and मेरा काम चल रहा है, but ऐसा होता नहीं है. अगर आप जेन्युइनली उसके साथ बैठ के देखोगे, ट्रैक करोगे, वो 1.5-2 घंटे के ऊपर कॉलिंग नहीं करती है. वो डायल कर देती है, फिर पानी पीने चले जाते हैं, फिर आप बोलोगे मैं डायलर के थ्रू कर रहा हूँ, राइट? डायलर के थ्रू भी तब कर रहे हो जब वो कस्टमर कनेक्ट करके बात कर पाएंगे.
Correct.
Right. This fintech that I spoke about, they have around 700 employees only for telecalling.
700.
700. They're a big company, right? They're based out of Delhi.
Okay.
So they have now invested money to automate this entire journey. Right? They are saying that these people can be utilized for something better. These 700 people, right? Why do this basic job which can be automated?
Correct.
Let's see what next.
Right.
And in telephony, one big problem is like the enthusiasm with which you start your day it dies down slowly. Even I will say in many cases rapidly, right? Because once you talk to people, sometimes people don't welcome your calls, right? They don't talk to you in a very nice way, or they even shout at you also. So that is very painful part of this whole calling mechanism.
Right.
And when we have our RAIYA in place, RAIYA telephony in place, it will talk with the same enthusiasm on the 1000th call also.
Right.
Because it's a robo.
Emotions are not there.
And emotions are,
But emotions are there.
it has the
There's
right,
emotional quotient.
it has the right emotions, right, which are expressed in the right way to the customer. So it will be always respectful. Right, it will not take the abuses. Right, and it will not think bad about the customer. Right, and if someone is shouting at it, just keep quiet. So because it's a robo. And at the end of it, like I'll say you have 1000 customers to be called. In the beginning of your day itself, you're done, and you can nurture your customers to the next steps. Right.
True.
Rest of the 8 hours or 7 hours of the day, you can nurture your customers to the next level, which is not possible in the normal system, normal setup. So this is how basically telephony is. So telephony helps businesses in a very big way, where like their speed of execution, their execution speed is much improved. And other thing is it can talk languages.
Different languages.
Different languages. It can call customers at the time when the pickup rate is highest, right? Because like you start calling people at 9 o'clock because you have to work till 6 p.m. You start at 9 o'clock. People are in the rush of their offices.
Right.
They are not free to take your calls.
True,
right?
true,
But when they are free, okay, we analyze, okay, 11 a.m. we get the highest acceptance. I'll take my calls at 11 a.m. And how it is different from IVR, because IVR is very like step-by-step process.
And the voice is also not very
No, this is not robotic voice.
robotic.
No,
Yeah, it is not robotic. And then other problem is that like people acceptance for that voice is not much, but this is very friendly voice. You can make it the way you want to make it, right?
Okay.
Like even
You can clone your voice.
Okay, I can have my voice also.
yeah, you can
Okay.
definitely clone your voice. So, and then you have the summary. You will know by end of the calling setup. By the end of it, you will know whom to talk, who is asking what, because it is not structured, right? IVR is structured.
Right,
It
right.
has to live in that structure only.
Same. Correct.
Right? But here, you will know. I call this person for personal loan, but he's looking for a home loan. Right? If your IVR is set up in the way that it says personal loan, you will skip that person.
Skip that, right.
And it is just one use case of it where like outbound calling is doing, but we are working on eradicating the L1 support also from the companies, from the fintechs, where like the level 1 of support, where like I receive a call, I do few things, I put person on wait, I go to third person, do those things. So we are eradicating that L1 support also, and that company is putting those people into the L2 support, which is the higher level of support. Even those people who are working in L1 support 24/7, their lives will be bettered now. Because when L1 24/7 thing is being handled by automation, so the high quality work can be assigned to these people in L2 support.
So customer care you're talking about, right?
Yes, customer care.
That's great. That's great.
I have another use case to share. Okay. Last week we received an inquiry from a guy. He is an event manager. Okay. His problem, you know what it was, that he had around 10-15,000 calls to be made in 2 days. I mean, we have a prepaid model, wherein one can go and you charge the wallet, okay, online, and you get the credits, talk time, okay. So he tested it with some $49 is the entrant plan, basic plan. He did, and he immediately took a support. Okay, he said that he now want to invite 10,000 people for this event.
Amazing. Okay.
Right? So such kinds of use cases do come. Okay. Right. A lot of customers come in this fashion, and this guy he will have ongoing this thing. Okay. But typically, what is the alternative today? It's a manual effort, right? Scalability becomes a big challenge there, true. Right? You can't talk to 1 lakh people. So let's assume that the elections are happening, right? They want to reach out, say 20 lakh people. वो 2 साल में भी नहीं कर पाएगा 20 लाख लोगों से बात. कितना भी पैसा खर्च कर. Can give in 10 days.
That's great.
Right. So that's the advantage of technology. So anybody who want to scale, like he said, सवेरे 11 से 12 कॉल खत्म, मेरा दिन खत्म हो गया. I can now look at meeting those customers, converting them. Otherwise मेरा टेलीकॉलर ने किससे बात किया, कितनी देर बात किया, क्या बात किया, अरे आज आप हाफ डे ले रही है. बहुत सारे challenges है. Correct. क्यों नहीं आई है, घर पे प्रॉब्लम है. तो ये सब चीज से as a business owner आप, तो we have a lot of individual people who make calls to US.
Okay, that is
so
also.
They create a campaign and they sleep.
Okay.
Morning when they get up, they have customers.
Amazing. Okay.
पहले क्या करना पड़ता था, खुद बैठ के कॉल करना पड़ता था.
रात में जग के
कितना खर्च करते हैं, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 उसका, and it is more productive, right? He has the data, everything on the dashboard. It's an amazing product. You should go and try out, right? So right now, how we have kept is for the testing purposes for an external person, we have a number. I'll share the number with you.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Do take it to your viewers also.
Definitely. So we'll flash the number.
Yes, and it can help them. Right now, it's like a chat GPT. You call, you say hello Raya, okay, and you say that do you speak this language, or I would like to talk to you in this language, and then it starts communicating with you in that language. The funniest case was we were presenting it to a corporate, large company, and the CTO said, "Does this speak Sanskrit?"
Okay.
And he spoke to Raya in Sanskrit, and she responded.
Amazing.
And we got the deal. Right? So yeah, that is the capability, and we want to take it to next level, which we are working. Right? This is the basic functioning. There are many more capabilities beyond this, data analytics, right? Which customers are doing what for you, who is picking up the call at what time, right? And it is ROI. I won't say we are cheap, and no, it can't be compared. But if you compare apple to apple, like I said, you can't say that I am paying 20,000 rupees at telecaller and no, पूरा महीने का मेरा 20,000 रुपए चाहिए. आपको ये देखना है कि वो 20,000 में वो कितनी देर काम कर रही है, उसका एफिशिएंसी के साथ आप कंपेयर करें. राइट, हम लोग एक रियल एस्टेट केस स्टडी में आपको बताता हूँ जहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला कि मेरे को यही 25,000 में रिसोर्स मिल जाते हैं. राइट, एंड देन वी सेड आप अपना बॉटम वाला जो नॉन परफॉर्मर्स जो है उनको निकाल के राया के साथ कंपेयर करो. दैट विल बी द इजीएस्ट वे. राइट, उनको तो 25,000 आप दे ही रहे, 25,000 में राया क्या कर रहे हैं. राइट, सो इट शुड बी एन एप्पल टू एप्पल कंपैरिजन एंड योर फोकस शुड बी ऑन आरओआई. अगर आप ये बोलो कि मेरे 15,000 में वो बंदी मेरे लिए ऑफिस भी संभालती है, नो पूजा भी करती है, तो देन दैट इज नॉट एन आइडियल कंपैरिजन. इट्स अ रोबो, इट कैन नॉट डू पूजा.
Right. So the links will be given in the description. You can go and try this for sure, I can say.
Yeah.
Even the contact numbers
Yes.
I will put it.
Yeah.
So the great to know about your product. Actually, it's amazing, and even I feel the urge to try it. With this, maybe there are a lot of technical challenges, and maybe needing talents.
Yeah.
So how do you hire people?
Yeah, great question. We are hiring people, a lot of people, but we are looking for people who are not looking at the typical with a salary mindset, right? People who want to express their ideas, they want to build something which is meaningful to the customers, right? Not typically replica of us, right? I mean, people who want to build a business out of it, right? So we are looking at multiple levels, from the product level to CXO level. We are looking for people. We need a CMO.
Okay.
That's our basic requirement. We are looking for a head fundraising. We are looking for a head SEO, right? So a lot of positions are open. In their CV to hr@earnwealth.in. We can look at
We
that.
can flash it actually.
Yeah, so apart from all these heads and people which Rajesh has mentioned, we are looking for technology experts also who can, like, who even I will say who don't even know generative AI, but who are willing to know it, right? We will train them, we'll take them to the level where generative AI is solving real problems.
Okay.
Right, it is not just like question answer kind of a interaction with generative AI, but where they really want to solve problems. You have the passion, I can train you.
Okay.
Right, but the thing is, you should be driven by the passion. You should not be driven by the money that is coming out to your bank every month. Right, because startup world is like that only.
True.
Where money is always scarce.
Yes.
Right, but talent is something which is always in the need.
Right.
And your passion drives this.
Right. So if you want to work with this kind of an amazing company where your creativity has been utilized extensively and you are also been trained, so you can contact in this email address, I guess. So the great to know about your product. Actually, it's amazing, and even I feel the urge to try it. With this, entrepreneurship is not a straight line journey.
Yeah.
Every entrepreneur goes through ups and downs. And what is your journey? I want to understand.
Okay, so I had been thinking about starting a business. Okay. And I think since 2011, ever since I gave my first resignation to my boss, which got accepted after 3 years, I was preparing a list.
You are serious? 3 years it took?
3 years it took.
The
Right?
resignation.
And all the efforts were made to retain me. So I made a list, that this could be a challenge, this could be a challenge, this could be a challenge. And trust me, October 2014 is when I stepped in. I got relieved on, my official relieving was 29th. My boss felt that he could probably convince me. So he called me to 30th. I didn't have an access, no punching rights, because I was actually, my employment was done with the bank. So 1st October when I stepped into the EarnWealth headquarters back then, and I put this list in front of my eyes. I said, okay, ye bhi aayega, ye bhi aayega, ye bhi aayega. Probably I would say that if I had 100 items, 99 never came in, but I had a new list of 999 items, right? That is what entrepreneurship is, right? Today also when I look at CXO level people, when I look at department heads, I tell them, right, look, and they all come with 20 years of experience. Most of them are, most of them have seen more world than me, right? They have ran bigger businesses than what I have ran, right? And when they look at the small ecosystem, I say that this is a very different world, right? And see, I cannot add more value to you in terms of how the world is, how this journey is, because you will eventually learn. But where does my expertise come? My expertise come in telling you that if you are going to try this and fail, please don't do it. I have already done and failed, right? So that's the only value add that I can bring to you, and probably enlighten you in terms of compliances, rules. So it's a roller coaster ride, definitely. Okay, I've since 2014 I have been an advocate wherein I tell people that naukri mat karo, dhanda karo.
Okay.
Right? If you have the right intent, right? Because to do a business, there are 3 basic ingredients that you need. Okay. सबसे पहले कि you need to have a very high intent. नियत आपकी बहुत clear होना चाहिए. मैं कितना भी गिरूं तो मैं फिर से खड़ा हो जाऊं. Correct. मैं मरूंगा नहीं, right? Correct. Second, you need to have some capital. So when we talk about EarnWealth ecosystem, अगर आपकी नियत बहुत सही है, capital तो हमारे पास है.
Okay.
Right? And third thing is you need to have a team. Right? So we are a bunch of people. Everyone is the founder in their own journey. Whether not necessarily it is only the promoters who are acting like founders. He is also a founder. Our CBO is also a founder. Our CPO is also a founder. Right? So hence, I believe that if you have the capacity, right, you should definitely take that entrepreneurial plunge. It will reward you sooner or later. Now rewards can be 2, right? Either you are succeeding in a massive way, तो पैसा खूब बना रहे हो, नाम बना रहे हो आप, या फिर आप उस चीज जो आप करने के लिए गए वो चीज आप बंद कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज आपको वो जो चीज दोनों चीजें वो आपको मिली नहीं है. बट इट विल डेफिनेटली गिव यू अ लॉट ऑफ लर्निंग which in turn will add a lot of value, right? And the freedom that it gives you mentally, unimaginable. Your creativity will soar, right? So I have 2 instances wherein I met a couple of team members, spouses. They said, "What have you done with this guy?" I said, "See, I didn't do anything. I'm just a catalyst, right? He is liking what he is doing, so his energy, his commitment levels are completely different. I can't do anything, right? I am not a magician. All I can do is that this is what we have, right? You come, build from here. So if you want to start a business from zero, you don't have to, you want to start a business, you don't have to start from zero. We have already taken it 0 to 10. Build it from 10 and take it to 100. Right?
So yes, entrepreneurship or the business or running your own thing is, I will say in my family, all are into jobs. Right?
Okay.
So I will say I'm the only one who has started it.
First generation entrepreneur.
First generation.
You also, I guess, probably.
Yeah, I am a first generation.
Yes. So for me also it is first generation of entrepreneurship. So we have solopreneurs like doctors in the family who are running their own clinics or hospitals, but that is a very conservative way of looking at things at a very. So like entrepreneurship, I'll say it's not nothing new to India or to the world, but now the ecosystem is built around it. Right, where we have investors. Earlier you used to have your own money to be put in or you used to borrow from bank. But now there are a lot of vehicles, right? There are like private investors, there are family businesses who are putting money by believing in people that they can make a difference. Right, so it is your belief now which comes into being.
Right.
You have taken money from a person.
Right.
You are answerable to it.
Right.
You have employed so many people in your business. You are answerable to them because you have to pay their salary every month. So it's, when you are in a job, you are earning for yourself.
Right.
But when you are in a business, when you are in entrepreneurship, when you are doing a startup, at that time you are not only running for yourself, but you are running for this whole ecosystem. Right, where people have put in money and people have put their faith on you
and
by
future.
working with you and by giving their hard-earned money to you. So that is the difference between job and entrepreneurship. And as far as I am concerned, yes, it's a big responsibility actually. And while it looks very attractive and very easy to look at from outside. It looks very fancy. He's doing a startup, right? So it is very fancy thing to do. But many people have left it within their first year of the journey.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So I have seen those things. It is not that we have not seen, and or people have burned a lot of money. They have run out of it because money is the fuel to any business.
Correct.
When you run out of your fuel, you burn it in unplanned way. You run off it, and no matter how much energy you have in between yourself, but that fuel will drive the business. Will drive the business to take it to the next level. So this is where basically the whole fun comes in, the whole responsibility comes in. So you are not awake solving a problem in the middle of the night because someone is told to do it.
Right.
You are awake middle of the night. You want to do it.
Great
Right.
difference, right?
It is not only because they are asking you, right? Your investors or your employees are asking you, but it's your self-drive also.
Right.
You really love to solve this problem,
Yes.
and you won't sleep while this problem is still in existence, or you have come to a conclusion how to solve it. So these are the things basically which entrepreneurs need to build in themselves. So I will say it is not a fancy world. It's not a fancy world, it's a tough world where consistency is the key, and doing the things in a collaborative way is required. So collaboration between the entrepreneurial circle is very important here. Your networks is very important here. Collaboration within the people who are working in the organization is very important here. So you have to work in a very collaborative way so that conflicts are avoided and you grow.
Right. That's great to know about how your journey has been and a few learnings from you how to build a company. So with this, do you have any advice for the upcoming entrepreneurs? Do you want to say something that a person should have? You have given already many advices, but still in India, I can say the success rate of any startup is around 3%. Correct. The statistics are globally same, I guess. I don't see much change. It's only India. So perseverance, consistency, and many other things that make a startup success. So from your side, what do you want to guide to these people that will make them successful?
Yeah, so there are 2-3 things that I want to put across, right? One is that the world is changing very rapidly.
Right.
Earlier I am typically a Jack Ma fan, who is that founder of Alibaba. Okay? When he say that you start your career, you look at a good boss who can teach you, train you, then you also reach certain financial stability, and then look at business. I'm in complete alignment. But the world is not like that. Fact of life is that I'm also telling my son that look at your passion and start building a business around it.
Okay.
Right? To successfully run a business, I told you that, right? There are 3 basic ingredients which I mentioned. But there are also certain philosophies one can look at, right? So I don't know if you have checked out, I am an author also.
Yeah, I have checked, right.
So I have written a book which went on to become #1 seller at Amazon.
Okay.
The title is "It's Not Over Yet, I Am Still Alive."
Okay.
And it applies to everyone, right? Unless you stop doing something, you don't fail. The moment you give up, you fail.
Correct.
Right? I have registered another book title in my name, and it is approved. So the 3 C's of my life.
C's.
Alphabet C.
Okay.
The first C is related to what I said, commitment.
Okay.
Right? Second is consistency.
Okay.
Right? Day in, day out, you are doing the same thing. You are not getting bored of it because you are passionate about it. You want to solve that problem. Right? Doesn't matter what's happening on the result front. Right? The third most important thing is collaboration. Okay, there are many people with whom you can collaborate, and even if you just adapt these 3 principles, right, you can get a lot of success. And I strongly recommend that every founder, doesn't matter what stage of his business he is in, whether he is at a startup, mid-level, or completely grown, right? They should have these principles in place, right? And this also should be looked at, when you are bringing somebody on board, right? because if the wavelength or the frequency is same within the team, right, your employees are also thinking as good as you are thinking. Half of your problems are sorted. You are sorted for life, right? Coming back, I also feel students should nowadays, with the help of technology, right? If you are, say, passionate about something, start building a business around it. No, I come across a lot of people, like 18 years, earning 30 lakh rupees a month.
Okay.
You just Google it out. I mean, India, Pune, we have so many examples. You may have so many examples, right? So, my son is 16. Okay, I tell, what is your passion? Start building something around it, right? Not necessarily how big it will become, but it will definitely give you a lot of learnings, right? So, depending on where you are, you can choose either of the ways, right? Like, as far as my son is concerned, okay, he doesn't have to bother too much around money and survival, right? So, that will definitely give him an edge, okay, while implementing something or experimenting something, right? So I always believe that when God has blessed you with something, if you are not utilizing in full of its capacity, then you are disrespecting what your blessings are, right? But not necessarily everybody would be blessed in that manner. So they can look at picking up a job, not to go behind big brands where your learnings will not be that much. Go for a mid-sized or a small-sized organization. I have been blessed to work with those kind of bosses, right? Which brought me here where I am today, right? And I think Jack Ma also says the same thing, right? Attain some financial stability and then get into that entrepreneurial thing, and you need to definitely jump into it. And if you can do it in your mid-30s, then what happens is you have a mix of experience, you have a little bit of financial stability. Even if you are moving out of that financial stability comfort, you can still get a job.
Correct.
Right? And today, failed startup founders have a lot of value.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if you are aware about this.
I'm not aware.
Most of these large companies who were once upon a time startup like Flipkart and all, they prefer entrepreneurs who failed.
Okay, amazing to know actually.
Dunzo founder joined Flipkart. I don't know whether you know about. Kabir joined, and the grapevine is to be believed, he joined at a very high salary.
Okay.
And plus an equity.
Okay, great. Okay.
Right. So that is the advantage. So hence my suggestion to all the people who want to do the business is that either you are in this bucket or you are too young or you are at the mid level, and then follow this principle. You should not be shying away from collaboration.
Right.
The reason why we are sitting here is not only from an angle of podcast, right? We want to share our ideas. We want to also invite customers, talent to come and talk to us. It's a collaboration.
Correct.
Right? So that's what my thought is.
Okay. And Divjot ji, aapka?
Yes, so from my side, so entrepreneurship, if you want to be an entrepreneur, yes, it is good. You are, but the first thing, commitment. So, and don't come into this world after seeing the successful people, right? Because you also mentioned that success rate is 3%. So once you're coming in, you need to see other 97% people also.
True.
Right. It is not a world with flashy lights. It's the real world.
It's the real world.
Right, where earning money is the most difficult thing to do, right? And once you are coming in, you will need money from two sides. Money from the investors who believe in you, and money from your customers, which you will return to your investors. And also you have to pay salaries, which I mentioned earlier also. So basically money is the driver here. So you need to manage it very wisely, and it will not come easily. You will have to put your full worth. You will have to commit yourself fully to it, and it is not come in a day. It is a very lengthy process where you will come down, you will feel energetic on the other day, again you will hit some roadblock. So it is a whole journey. If you get broken down very fast, don't come here.
Okay.
Right? If you have the commitment, if you have that Taurus in yourself, then come here, where you can sustain, where you can overcome the tough times, right? Where the depression doesn't kill you, right? You have to remain self-motivated here, right? If you have a partner in your, like, if you have a co-founder, then it is easy. But with co-founder also comes problem, because then other thinking processes also come in sync, right? So that is where there is a lot of parameters which are there, which make it tough. So when you're coming in here, you need to be committed, you need to be accepting other people's thought also, and also you need to be accepting the challenges as well. So yes, it comes with a lot of difficulties, but if you really love that thing, you can really overcome it. Like Rajesh mentioned about his son, my daughter wants to be a doctor.
Okay.
Right. And she's pursuing her
Passion.
Right. Right. I asked her once, like, you do an MBA and you will be able to join this business. She said, no, Papa, I don't want to be there. I want to be a doctor. Okay. Go ahead. You can't stop. So because her passion is in that system.
Right.
My passion was engineering. When I left my marketing job, I joined my engineering job at less than the half salary.
Okay.
Right, I joined it at less than the half salary, and that too in a different city. When I was doing marketing, I was doing it in Punjab, in my hometown. So I had my home, I had my parents, I had easy access to home cooked food. But when I joined as an engineer, I joined from Delhi. That too, like less than half the salary.
With more expenses.
More expenses.
Delhi's expensive.
Right, Delhi's expensive, and it's a whole new world.
Right.
So, but I did it. I took the leap. So that is also part of like entrepreneur journey, because I wanted to do the things. So, and my marketing experience really helped me a lot in my entrepreneurship journey, because I know the other side of the business as well. So when you are a product maker, when you are a technical person, you get involved so much on this side of the area where you are building it. But technology is an enabler, right? Whenever you are producing something, you are producing it to solve a problem. Because if you are not solving a problem, no one is going to take it.
Correct. It has to be a real tangible problem.
It has to be a real tangible problem which will get solved with your offerings. So you need to really evaluate what you are offering. So is it something which is going to add value to people's life? So like I'm a fan of Kapil Sharma. In one of his casts, he had said, so मैं चींटियों का आटा नहीं बना रहा हूँ, right? When you are making atta for ants, what is the market?
Right. Zero market.
It is innovative, right? चींटियों के लिए आटा कोई नहीं बनाता है. No one is making atta for चींटियाँ. But if you start making it, really, it is going to. Is there any value to it?
Right.
So basically, when you are thinking of the solution, you really need to be rational in it. That okay, is it really solving some problem, or it is just your fancy stuff that is
there is a real demand or not?
real demand or not? Yeah.
Right.
See, one of the success mantras that kept me going, they keep telling to my team also that as a business owner, you have no right to be demotivated. Come what may. Come what may. No, I'll tell you we all know about our Prime Minister, Modi ji. He lit the funeral of his mom, and he was at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock he was in a meeting, right? I mean, one of my team member, very close team member, senior level member, did the same thing. I mean, his mom passed away. By the time he reached the place where he was supposed to reach, the cremation had already happened. Next day he was at a leadership meeting, right? So you have no right to be demotivated. Come what may. You are seeing death in front of you, please keep smiling, and I can bet you 99.99% you will get out of it. The chances of you dying will be very, very rare. But if you take stress seeing that the death is approaching me, even if there is a chance for you to escape, you will still die. You can't be demotivated. You have to look into the mirror and say, look, keep going. This problem has come, let's overcome this. Because there are a lot of people who are taking inspiration from you.
Right.
The ecosystem, entire ecosystem, from your staff to your investors to your customers. You can't be bogged down at any point of time. So this can be a mantra, right? And this has given me success.
That's true.
Right? And nowadays people, they all have senior level, when they call, say, I know I am talking to you to solve this problem only. They say bluntly to me. I said, that is what my job is as a founder, right?
Correct.
I am here to solve your problems that you have a smooth sailing. Yeah.
That's great. And you also mentioned about your book, upcoming book. So it will be interesting to read about 3 C's, I guess.
Yes. The 3 C's of your life.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I would be able to complete this by this birthday, which is 27th October.
Okay.
If not, definitely next birthday.
Okay. Okay. And looking at your profile, I also read something about spirituality in your profile itself. So, what exactly is that? Can you just add?
So I'm very spiritually connected. In fact, I'm going to Mahakumbh day after tomorrow with my parents.
Okay.
Blessed that I got a ticket and stuff like that. Okay. Spirituality, I think it's a must to have.
Okay.
You know, if you are, see, there is definitely a divine power, right? No, doesn't matter which religion you are, no. And if you are able to get connected to that divine power, right, and surrender yourself completely, right, which I think we both do.
Okay.
My family members do, his family members do. It will, and you have a shoulder to lean on, right? And very rarely I do nowadays, but whenever I mentor a B school student, one of the things that I inculcate, as a part of curriculum is spirituality.
Okay.
Right, and because it can not only be a stress buster, it can also take you away from being stressed.
Okay. Interesting.
Right, so it can be in any form, right? It can be in as simple as a meditation form, trying to connect with your inner soul. We all believe, every religion believes that there is a soul inside,
Correct.
right? We use, different people say different things, RIP, Om Shanti, whatever it is, right? So if you are able to connect with your soul, right, and dedicate some time, I think there is a lot of opportunities that you will see, within yourself. What are your likes? So nowadays we started another thing within the organization. At 6:30 we call it a day, and then in front of our office we have a gym.
Okay.
So where 10-12 team members of our, we go to the gym, and the company is absorbing the cost.
Amazing.
We say you come and do the exercise 6:30 to 7:30, whatever it is, right? And people are liking it. We never thought we would have such a large audience when we were launching it. But yeah, so it's amazing to work out with your team members. It's a different feeling altogether. Right. Coming back, yeah, spirituality, I think it helps you definitely, right? One should meditate, look at exercise, do yoga, connect to yourself. You will get a lot of clarity and purpose of your life.
Mr. Divjot, you want to add something?
Yeah, for me, spirituality and religion is not one isolated part of life, it is way of living. So for me, like, religion tells you, shaping your whole being, right? It tells you, it guides you through the day, it guides you through the night. And it is not that you do it once and you are out of it, right? It needs to be carried along with you, right? It is not that a day is a shubh day on which you should not do any sin, right? A day is a bad day where you can commit sins, right? So for me, all the days, all the times are same. So this is what even Sikhism says, and other religions also say similar things.
Right.
So where basically every day is considered as the same kind of respect to the God, which is omnipresent, which is present in everybody. Respect everybody with that thought process. So that way, basically, your connection with every being is very much. So I work with few NGOs also, where like helping others is one big part. So I work with them. So that is also a kind of spiritual journey, which basically comes there and plays the role. Where if you have something, you need to give it back. So it is not that it is only the money that you give back and just come out of it, but sometimes it is your time also, which is very much required for all those things, to help others, to talk to others, to give them time, to give them basically peace of your mind. So all those things are very, very important. So yes, spirituality is something which is the pillar behind. So like I'll say that one very recent katha I had gone for, where the kathakar said that Dharma, the religion, is that diagram, right? So, like if this building is formed, there was an architect who built that diagram. So, the religion is basically that diagram. All other components, they adhere to that diagram, and this building is formed.
Okay.
If the diagram is not followed, the building may crash. Similar is the life.
Right.
So religion is that diagram, right? Where like things are written, where principles are written. So you need to follow it so that your life can be formed on top of it.
That's amazing to learn from you, both of you actually. Many things to learn from you, your journey, your spirituality, a lot of things you have shared, and I think all the audience will learn a lot of things from you. And also I will be giving in the description all the links that you have mentioned, so that you can reach out to them, take the trial of the products, and also if you want to join the company, you can join. So thank you very much for giving your time.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
It's a great pleasure to meet you and your team. You're doing a wonderful job, and I think this is going to help a lot of people. It's a very noble cause, I would say. Now, wish you all the very best in your journey.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thanks for inviting us here and listening to us. So we are also able to express ourselves. Hopefully, our talk helps other people.
Yeah.
And also in learning from our experience. So hopefully, it helps. So, and all the best to you in your venture.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share to the people who need this information the most, and subscribe to our channel so that you can get more updates. So keep innovating, keep learning, and keep earning tremendously. Thank you and all the best.